All right, we just learned something new today. Welcome to class. It's Red. This is Spotify. You can do what you can do on Language Learner. Look at this. You can click on the lyric. Tuesday, Wednesday, stay in bed on Thursday. Watch the walls instead. It's Friday. I'm in love. What did he say? Watch the walls instead. Oh, you can like learn how to sing English songs. Give me a song, guys. That should be one of our Padlets. What's your favorite song? Slash find the music video with the lyrics so everybody can read along. You can use your... Oh my god, I didn't know this. I just learned this today. Let's try something. Where's my Chrome? There's my Chrome. Who's my Chrome? Okay, I know that there's now a karaoke mode. Karaoke mode in Spotify. How to use karaoke mode? Navigate the song, scroll down. Oops. No. Continue the site. Come on. Open the Spotify on your smartphone only. Navigate to the song that you want to sing. Scroll down till you see the lyrics. You'll see the sing button. You select the microphone to activate karaoke mode. Start singing. You'll know karaoke mode is on when it removes the singer's voice and leaves only the instrumental version. What does that mean? There's no words. Spotify, come on. Everybody, take out your smartphones. Let's sing The Cure. The Cure. Friday, I'm in love. Let's try this. Okay, so I'm gonna press the song. Oh wait, it's playing on my computer though. And then I press the lyrics. Dang it. Lyrics? I have to play it on this phone. I don't see it. Maybe I have to do like Flowers. Let's do Flowers by Miley Cyrus. Okay. This is gonna work. Lyrics? I don't see it. Lies. Let's look at Legends Never Die. Legends. Maybe not every song has it. Okay, let's try and press the lyrics button. I don't see it. I don't have it yet. Navigate the song you want to scroll down on the lyrics. You'll see. I don't see it. Do you guys see it? Legends Never Die. It's from League of Legends. I don't have a karaoke mode, but maybe you do. I don't see anything either. Is only available to people in the updated app residing in English-speaking countries. Sorry. I guess they'll do it later. Don't worry. They'll add it to Turkey, to everywhere. Everything comes out in English-speaking countries. That's why you learn English. What if I use my VPN and I go to the United States? Come on, go to the United States. My VPN doesn't always work in Turkey. I don't care if Mondays. I know. You guys are like, Mr. Bob, you should teach more instead of talking. But look at this. You can like, if you don't know the words, it looks like a karaoke mode. That's not fair.
Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you play far reaching greatness.
All right, so all you karaoke stars out there, you can practice those lyrics. Maybe we'll have a karaoke day in class. Yeah, let's do that next week. No, next week. It's almost Bayram. Okay, sorry. Not something new. We learned something new today, guys. Welcome to learning, where you learn something new every day. What are we doing? Okay. Came back from the break. Oh, wait. I gotta try this. So now I'm in the United States. Let me close Spotify. Let me open it again. Go back to The Cure. Play it on my phone. Nope, I still don't see it. It knows that I'm not in America. I give up. But wait. Okay, we can do karaoke anywhere in the world. Your Bluetooth speaker and your phone. Look at that. All right. So everybody who did that vocabulary mind map assignment, thank you very much. You don't have to do things in the class. You have a whole week to think about it. That student that said that takes time, just thorough research, practices, okay? This is what's going to make you a better student, a better researcher, just a better citizen of the world. Are we going to add more words? No, but let's look at it. So I took yours, the ones that you submitted in the assignment, okay? I took those and I put them all together into this big list. I removed your names just so that, I don't know, you don't feel embarrassed. But yeah, make sure to use the template that I gave you. You can make your own. I mean, that was nice. But it's there for a reason. So let's look at some of those words that you guys added. And I love this. Why do I love this? Because it makes a stronger connection with the word. Okay. So when you think about this word, palpitation, okay, it's a medicine word. That's what we're talking about today. And you can think about this picture, okay? Something with the heart, something about, drinking more than 2 cups of coffee causes palpitation for me, okay? And remember, when you write the personal connection, it's about you, okay? It's not an example sentence. It can be, it is, but it's about you, okay? So try to use it in your life, in your context, in your whatever you do, okay? So like the word crusade, right? I wrote this, but somebody's in this class connection to the word crusade is through a video game called Guardian Crusade, right? So you'll always remember that word because you'll remember that game with palpitation, okay? If you connect it with coffee somehow, coffee, palpitation you make a stronger connection, okay? And why do we do the synonyms and antonyms? So you learn more words, okay? It's nice to learn word pairs. This should be throb. I'm going to fix those things. What part of speech is it? It's a noun, palpitation. I guess there's also a verb, palpitate. Palpitate. Right? Because any word that's like palpitation, not every word. I guess nation doesn't become Nate. But alienation becomes alienate, right? Or vice versa. Palpitate is a verb. So yeah, look at those up in your dictionary, whatever dictionary you use. It's not going to be... Actually, maybe Turang would help you with that too. It would give you the words close to it, right? Palpitate, palpitating, palpitation, right? All of those words. Try to find those, okay? So that you can use the word in different ways, right? You can make the sentence into coffee makes my heart palpitate, right? It's a passive sentence. Drinking More than 2 cups of coffee causes palpitations for me. Let's always use the period. Okay. And the definition is a trembling or shaking, and it's often associated with this word heart. Okay. That's like the strongest connection. So great picture. Whoever you are. Next word they put is gargantuan, the universe. Okay. I'm going to fix this. We always say the when we say the universe, just like the sky. Whoops. I'm not going to underline it. Just leave it underlined. I don't think universe has to be capitalized. It's like the internet. It doesn't have to be capitalized anymore. Parts of speech, adjective, gargantuan. There is no other. Is there? Gargantuadize? No. Some adjectives we can change into verbs as well, right? Some we can change into nouns. Okay, just figure out these rules. There's not a rule, but there's like a pattern. Synonym is huge, immense, enormous, gigantic, right? We just learned all of these new words, guys, just by learning gargantuan. And then, yeah, your connection would be with the universe. So when you look at that, you think, yes, gargantuan. Somebody else might have seen like a whale or an elephant in real life when you were a kid, and you're like, gargantuan, right? So make that connection with your memories, with your personal things from the past. Somebody put the word infrastructure, and this is great. The infrastructure of my city streets seem to be getting worse every day. Yes, it's expensive to maintain infrastructure. This is like one of the biggest problems we're going to have. There's too many cities. Not enough taxpayer money. Cities are better than rural areas for infrastructure because there's more people, there's more taxes, there's more money spent on infrastructure. But yeah, the basic physical and organizational structures and facilities needed for the operations of a society or enterprise. Okay, a lot of you got your definitions from the dictionary. Try to write it in your own way, Try to make it simpler. I don't think the dictionary is always the most simple way. It's not. I'm recording. Good. Okay. Base, framework, root, disorganization. I don't know if that's a true antonym. I don't know if there's an antonym for this word, but let's look it up. If there's no antonym, just write nothing, right? Oops. Infrastructural. Oh, there's an adjective. Okay. Nope. So some words, especially nouns, right? Nouns don't always, like, what's the opposite of an elephant? A mouse? I don't know. I guess cats and dogs might be opposites, but it's not really an opposite, right? Are men and women opposites? I don't think so. They're just the same. Not really. But I'm going to add that word that I just saw, infrastructural. I got it. Instructional. Structural. Okay, so think about infra. What does that word mean? What does structure mean? Like a structure, like a building, like a shape, like an organization. So yeah, I might put... Right, if you don't have an infrastructure in your life, we can use that analogy. An infra... See below, it is a prefix below or under a part of the body. Infrareno, infrared, below the red spectrum. Red is like the lowest one, and we can't see below that. I don't know if you've ever used a red light at night. It shines the least. It doesn't glow a lot. It's used when you're like trying to be sneaky. That's why those spy lights are always red, guys, because it produces the least amount of luminance. Or output of the light. Okay, so anything below red is invisible to the eye, but we can see it with cameras and different things. There's infrared cameras. Okay, infrared, that on your TV remotes, that's what it is. Okay, that's the signal it's sending is infrared. It's not infrared. That's what I used to think when I was a kid. So infra is a prefix we can add. So this means below the structure, right? The buildings are the structure, right? But below it or inside of it, there's this infrastructure. You have your phone lines, you have your electricity, right? The structure physically is the building, the concrete, the metal, not sand. Okay, concrete, real concrete, wood, all of those things. That's the structure of the building. But the infrastructure goes inside the structure, right? When you look at your walls, break your wall, you might find some cables. Don't do that, please. The word crude. And sometimes it's difficult to use words, guys. Like some words only go with certain things. I'm not going to say that the student is wrong, but when we use the word crude, when we talk about materials that have not been manufactured or processed, a lot of times we talk about things like metals, like crude or diamonds. Crude diamond is not like polished, it's not shaped. It's just like, it looks like a rock, looks like glass almost, right? Just really hard. So we don't use this usually with food and things like that. So I would probably change this. Crude. I don't know why it says cruder. And it also means, a lot of times you talk about people are crude. If you're like, unsophisticated, if you're rude, if you're like, pick your nose, if you're like a barbarian. If you're like a caveman or a cave woman. So these words like primitive, basic, simple, rough, yeah, those go with those words. Like a rough diamond, a crude diamond. A primitive person, a crude person. Decent is, decent would be, no. So the opposite would be decent. Somebody who's nice, like something that's, and I would even say like something like refined or like processed. Yeah, you said processed. Okay, so processed diamonds or processed materials, right? It's not just the raw materials or crude materials. Okay, this word, I would probably change the personal connection to something like about a person. I'm gonna do that again. My friend is crude. He likes to burp. What does that mean? Just gonna help somebody so that we all can learn together. If you did this, don't worry. We all learn by making stuff. Don't upload. Search. I'm gonna look up crude, see what the first things that show up. So this can always help you, right? Crude oil, okay, is like when it's raw, it's unprocessed. That's what usually shows up, yeah. So crude oil is like when you pump it from the ground and it looks like this. It looks like tar. It looks like pectus. But let's put in crude person because it's very common. Is there a crude person meme? There's always the memes with the... Yeah. Find me a meme, guys, that represents somebody crude. One of those like black and white Chad Stacy ones. I don't see a crude person. Crude meme. Is there a crude meme? I guess this dog. Yeah, this dog's crude. Crude can mean like rude. This is Triumph. The Wonder Dog. I don't think you guys know. He's kind of crude. He makes bad jokes. If you make like bad, dirty jokes, offensive jokes, offensive, right? I would put offensive in here. A crude joke is like an offensive joke. He likes to burp and make offensive jokes. This dog likes to too. So you can look him up. Triumph the Wonder Dog. Worship. Okay, admiring a beauty, I would do whatever she wanted and worship her. Never worship anybody. Worship yourself, guys. Adore, revere, idolize. Look at this. This person's praying, right? can see from this picture, some guy with a beard. He's probably a hippie. Whisper. Look at this picture. It's perfect. Picture perfect. If you want to say something to your friend in class, you have to whisper. Antonym would be shout. I'm going to say breathe is not, but mutter or mumble or murmur. These murmur words, right? Whisper, to speak very quietly using the breath but not the voice. Okay, so it's not breathing, right? But you're like, hey guys, welcome to my class. So you're not using your vocal cords, you're just pushing air out. How do humans do this? How do we do this without knowing how to do this? Can you explain to me how the body, your mouth whispers? No. Only a doctor, an expert can do that. I don't know. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Do you guys know ASMR? This is really popular, ASMR. It's also really relaxing for some people. And arousing for others. I don't know. Very strange, but cool. ASMR. I don't know what it means. Appreciate. Living in the city has taught me to appreciate the difference between people. Yes, see? You live in a different city and you have to deal with everyone. That's a great way to do it. Not the opposite. Living in a city makes me hate people. Good. I added the word appreciative, which is the adjective form. This person did not know the antonym, but disparage, to make fun of somebody, to say bad things. So you can like appreciate. I would also say complain would maybe be similar to opposite of appreciate. To be I would put thankful, guys. Acknowledgement, acknowledge. And I think because this is a verb first, I would use the verb forms. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to share this with you. Duh. You can view it now. I'm not letting you edit this. But if you do your assignment, I will add yours in and take out your name so everybody can see all of these words. Use this to study. Learn from it. Add your words in the assignment. I will add them in. We have like 27. Well, including the ones that were examples, we have 26 or 25. So go ahead, look through it. There's like one person in there. Yeah. Find a word that you never learned. Why do we do this? The doing makes you remember. Okay. If you do this assignment, you will remember those two words. I swear to you, in 10 years, you'll think about the word appreciate and you'll see that picture. Okay. You'll think of the word intuit. You'll think this thing. The right hemisphere, not the left hemisphere. This one's the creative, the more feeling side. This is the more organized, logical side, right? So I love that. That's a great image that goes with that. Somebody put the word grow. My only concern here is please make a sentence, I like to watch plants and children grow. I like to watch my students grow. Okay, I like to watch blah 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 grow. So try to use that form of the verb. Okay, and I added noun. The noun is growth. The verb is grow. To fatten, to heighten, to enlarge. What else would you have? To grow, to shrink. Right. Sometimes things grow in size. Sometimes they grow in maturity, right? You're a grown up. That's an adjective. You're a grown man, an adjective. And there's no real nice way to do this, so sorry if it's not pleasant on the eye. What I would probably do is unbold that. Sorry. My mouse. But yeah, I will always remember what? I think I will remember this picture. I think it's really a good picture that represents palpitation. Okay. And you might not remember the word, but you might remember the picture. Okay, we're trying to associate. We're making connections with words, your personal connections, opposites, similar words, and pictures. Okay, and this way we can kind of memorize things better. You can make an association. Maybe palpitation sounds like a Turkish word, like popcorn, palpitation, popcorn. I don't know. So think about things popping and going, right? The universe is gargantuan. Decent. That's a decent car. I don't know if that's a decent car. That's like a fancy car. Decent car is just like average, guys. Deprive, right? So maybe you lose your license, you get deprived. One thing I would say about this one is that deprived usually has a negative connotation. Okay, so if you look at these words, bankrupt, dispossessed, robbed, I would put robbed as an adjective because this is an adjective. The verb is deprive, but yeah, you can give, you can keep, you can construct. But yeah, so if you deprive somebody of sugar, it means that you're doing something bad to them. I think, for example, when somebody has cut down on sugar, right? That's supposed to be a good thing when you don't eat sugar. But if I'm taking your sugar away from you and I'm depriving you, then you're like sad about something. You will be sad when you don't get your chocolate and your candy. I get it. Okay. Any questions about vocabulary? Vocabulary mind map. Okay. And yeah, somebody said in the comments that they liked the vocabulary mind maps. Thank you. This is from my friend Becca and Katrina. They made this. Thanks to them. I think it's in the assignments. Mind map. There it is. Would that find it? Yeah. Padlet and mind map. Somebody liked those things. Good. I appreciate your feedback. And let's get back to the reading. We'll add some words today. So think about a word that you guys don't know. I'll help you. We'll do it together. But think about some of these words today. Wonderful. Okay, we're not doing reading 2. We didn't finish reading 1. So let's call this reading 1. The Hippocratic Oath. I like that. She makes a flip. No, break. Oops, I forgot. Sorry, teacher. Just forgets things all the time. Da, 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 da. Let's just watch it again. The little things in life. Okay, so we're back to Miro. I actually had it. Let's watch this video together, guys. What I'm asking you is... Whoops.
I swear.
I swear. Oh, we have to watch the video. Okay. So you say, I swear, right? Or like, cross my heart, you swear. Do you swear? Like, swearing is also when you curse, right? I don't know why those... Like, when you say a bad word, don't swear. But also, to swear means to make a promise, a really strong promise, like a blood brother, like... Do you guys do that? You cut your hand and shake, like in The Witcher? But before that, let's listen to this. I swear. This is like an old song. It's a cover now.
I swear by the moon and the stars in the skies, and I swear like the shadow that's by your side.
That's enough. Okay. So I don't know if you ever said, I swear on my mom. I didn't do it. Is that like, I think that's a Turkish saying too, right? You swear on somebody. I swear on my life I didn't touch it or I didn't take it. Like that's how strong the swear is. Okay. Yeah, that word's interesting. And the past tense is swore. The past participle verb 3 is sworn. You can have a sworn enemy. Oh man, like that person swears that they will be your enemy forever, that they will haunt you and follow you and whatever. Okay? So don't have a sworn enemy. Have a sworn friend. We don't use it like that.
Eddie.
Okay. So, sorry. What I want you to do is what's different in the textbook and the original 1964 Hippocratic Oath, okay? So this modern version of the Hippocratic Oath was written in 1964 by Louis Lasagna. Lasagna. It is lasagna. Delicious. Academic Dean of the School of Medicine at Tufts University. It is used in many medical schools today, okay? And your textbook simplified this a little bit, okay? So look for the differences. If you've looked through the text, look it through all the I swear things. What did the book? The book wanted me to circle the I and underline the keywords identifying its topic, okay? So this is like a pre-reading exercise to help us think about what we're going to be talking about. So I'm going to circle that. I swear to fulfill the best of my ability and judgment this covenant. Ooh, covenant's a strong word. I don't know. I'm just going to underline ability and judgment. Okay, best. I, circle. I think the key word here is hard won scientific gains. Hard won. I apply for the benefit of the sick all the measures that are required, avoiding these twin traps of overtreatment. I don't know. I'm going to do this. Avoid overtreatment or neglect. I will remember that there's an art to medicine as well as science, and that warmth, sympathy, understanding may outweigh the surgeon's knife. Okay, I'm going to say these are the words: warmth and sympathy, understanding. Keywords. Could be more, could be less. You know, whatever you think rings true to you. I will not be ashamed to say I do not know, or nor will I fail to call in my colleagues when the skills of another are needed for a patient's recovery. Colleagues, I don't know, skills of another, right? Don't try to do everything on your own, guys. Get help. The most courageous thing you can do is ask for help. Okay? It's not the weakest thing. I will respect the privacy of my patients because their problems are not told to me so that the world may know. Okay? So privacy. Most especially, I will act with great care in the matters of life and death. If it is given to me to save a life, all thanks. Above all, I must not play at God. I don't know. This one's hard. Life and death. I don't know. That one's hard. I will remember I do not treat a fever chart, a cancerous growth, but a sick human being whose illness may affect the person's family and economic stability. My responsibility includes these related problems if I'm to care adequately for the sick. I don't know, responsibility. Something about not just the illness, the person's family, whatever, economic stability. I don't like to always think about economy, but we have to work and make money and survive. I will prevent disease. So prevent disease, prevention is more important than a cure, right? If you can stop the disease, you can save money. You can save more lives. Prevention. I will remember that I remain a member of society with special obligations to all my fellow human beings, those who are well in mind and body as well as those who are infirm. You're a member of society. No. Special obligation. I don't know. That one's hard. Those who are infirm. Those who are weak. If I do not violate this oath, may I enjoy, if I do not violate, may I enjoy life and art respected while I live and remembered with affection thereafter. May I always act so as to preserve the finest tradition of my calling, and may I long experience the joy of healing. I don't know. There's lots of great ones here. Preserve. Respect. I don't know. Let's check, shall we? Swear, fulfill. Covenant. Oh, I totally got it wrong. Let's use blue. So respect. Also got it wrong. Scientific gains. Yay. Share, knowledge. Okay. So any of these words that are keywords. Keywords are verbs, nouns, adjectives. If they're important to you, we all look at words differently. We all have a different understanding. 3, it says apply. All measures that are required. I don't know. I think it's about avoiding overtreatment or neglect. I disagree. 4, remember that there's art to medicine. Art to medicine. Okay. 5, call in my colleagues. Okay. Colleagues. Skills of another. Needed. Call in. Whatever. Number 6, respect the privacy. Privacy. Come on. 7. See, I don't agree with the book all the time. Act with great care. Great care. Okay. Yeah. Not play God. Okay. Life or death. My response includes these related problems. What related problems? See, I don't know what those related problems are unless I write them down. Prevention is preferable to a cure. Okay. Prevent disease instead of cure the disease. 10, special obligations to all my human beings. Special obligation to what? I'm not treating plants or dogs, maybe. Do you take a Hippocratic oath as a veterinarian? We should ask. Yes, I'm enjoying it. Thank you. If I do not violate this oath, what does it say? Preserve the finest traditions. Yeah, preserve. Okay. Experience the joy of healing. Little phrases, things that kind of summarize. Okay. Some of these are difficult. Okay. So we kind of read through it. You looked through it. You maybe did this at home. Maybe. Okay. Let's listen to this. I'm going to use Chrome so you can hear it.
Eddie.
And find the difference. Okay, there's some differences within this text and the other one. We'll use it now.
I swear to fulfill, to the best of my ability and judgment, this covenant. I will respect the hard-won scientific gains of those physicians in whose steps I walk, and gladly share such knowledge as is mine with those who are to follow. I will apply, for the benefit of the sick, all measures that are required, avoiding those twin traps of overtreatment and therapeutic nihilism. I will remember that there is art to medicine as well as science, and that warmth, sympathy, and understanding may outweigh the surgeon's knife and the chemist's drug. I will not be ashamed to say, I know not, nor will I fail to call in my colleagues when the skills of another are needed for the patient's recovery. I will respect the privacy of my patients, for their problems are not disclosed to me that the world may know. Most especially must I tread with care in matters of life and death. This awesome responsibility must be faced with great humbleness and awareness of my own frailty. Above all, I must not play at God. I will remember that I do not treat a fever chart, a cancerous growth, but a sick human being for whose illness may affect the person's family and economic stability. My responsibility includes these related problems if I am to care adequately for the sick. I will prevent disease whenever I can, for prevention is preferable to cure. I will remember that I remain a member of society with special obligations to all my fellow human beings, those of sound mind and body, as well as the infirm. If I do not violate this oath, may I enjoy life and art, respected while I live, and remembered with affection thereafter. May I always act so as to preserve the finest traditions of my calling, and may I long experience the joy of healing those who seek my help. We now welcome you to the honorable profession of medicine, class of 2022.
What an effort, what an accomplishment, what an very respectable, sacrificing job. The doctors, medical professionals. Hope you all appreciate your medical people out there. For all the life-saving. Moving my mic. There we go. All right. So that's the Hippocratic Oath. I'm going to look it up on Wikipedia, the Hippocratic Oath. It's a little bit different. They just made it a little easier for you guys. They added this thing. They removed this thing called therapeutic nihilism. It's the belief. Oh, sorry. I'll share this video so people at home can watch it. I already shared it before, but it's a different class now. So here's the original. Whoops. Here's the original in Greek. Hope you can understand that. Okay. There's another version. This is it. Louis Lasagna. Okay. And there's some differences. They added, there's this thing, therapeutic nihilism. It's like the argument that it is impossible to cure people or societies of their ills through treatment. You have to heal the psychology. The disease is caused by, And that was a problem at that time. I don't think it's a problem anymore, but it was a problem at that time. There's just, little minor changes, differences. Nothing too big. The textbook just tries to make it a little bit easier. Instead of the word, most especially, I will tread with great care. Okay, tread means to kind of walk difficultly, So if you tread, you're carefully walking somewhere. So to tread. You can also tread water. You can go on a treadmill, which is the running machine at the gym. You can tread water, which means kind of being in the same place, right? But it basically means act, but act carefully. All right, what do you think? What do you think? That's the Hippocratic Oath. I swear. I swear. We have lots of new words. Maybe you don't know all these. Covenant is a really difficult one. It's like a formal agreement. Usually it's like has a religious meaning. To swear, to make a public promise. Physician is another word for a medical doctor. Calling. You can call somebody on the phone, but you can have a calling. So yeah, what is your calling in life? Okay. How do you know? Have you found your calling? I have. I'm a teacher. My name is Bob. I teach you guys English. But more than teaching you English, I hopefully am teaching you more. I'm not a teacher. I'm an educator. I educate people. So that's the Hippocratic Oath. If you need to listen to it again, press pause, listen to it. All right. Check the areas covered in the oath. Okay, showing a sympathetic attitude. Is that correct? I say yes. Respecting doctor-patient privilege. I don't know about privilege. The word should be privacy, right? Maybe privilege means privacy. Privilege? I'm going to say privacy. Let's say yes. Sharing knowledge, right? You learn something, you share it with other people. That's what teachers do too. Making money. I mean, yes, it should be, but it doesn't specifically say anything about making money or giving up your money or doing this job, not for money, but more for something. It doesn't say that, right? Preventing disease, so not just curing, right? We want to prevent the disease before it happens. This is one of the most important things that doctors are doing now, are looking at food interventions, ways to prevent disease through food. Creating nutritional food that people with diabetes can eat, people who are weak kidneys doing dialysis on their kidneys, blood transfers, things like that. They have a special diet that helps them to kind of recover. As an athlete, as an athlete, I don't eat meat after exercising usually. I cheat a lot, but I try not to. I feel better the next day because there's less things my body needs to process. I still eat protein through like chickpeas, nahoot. I love it. I use nahoot like rice or like mashed potatoes now. Making sure to know all the answers. Does a doctor need to know all the answers? Where does it say? It said something. I would not be ashamed to say, I do not know, nor will I fail to call in my colleagues when the skills of another are needed for a patient's recovery, right? So doctors aren't supposed to be all-knowing. And when they pretend to be, that's called the expert syndrome, okay? You question your patient, you question other people because you think that you're an expert. The other problem is the death of expertise. Nobody believes in experts anymore. Having a social conscience, yeah, right? To think about other people. I don't know. Let's find out the answers. 1, 2, 3. No, 4. 5. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you don't have to know the answers. I made a mistake. It's me. Yeah, duh. Right? Hippocratic Oath. You guys should know this stuff. That's important. Choose one of the main ideas. Give your opinions about it. What's the most important for you guys? We should make a Padlet out of this too. Why not? We should make Padlets assignments for everything. How should a doctor behave in regards to this point? Has a doctor ever disappointed you or your family on this point? What would you do if you were a doctor? I guess if we choose one of these, how should the doctor act? Let's just choose one. I think this one is the most important for me. I watched an old TV show called Doogie Howser, and he was like a young doctor played by Neil Patrick Harris from How I Met Your Mother. But he was like a a young man doctor. So I think he was like 16 years old. He was a genius. He finished school. He finished university. Finished medical school by the time he was 12. It's a fictional TV show. But one day he was just trying to rush, go through all the patients, try to treat as many people as possible, and then he just slowed down. He talked to this old lady, and his dad told them, because his dad was also a doctor. This is called Doogie Howser. Let's find the episode. Why do I talk? Let's let YouTube talk for a minute. Doogie Howser. Okay, and then the one with the China. China as in the plates. Doogie Howser. Slowing down. Maybe that's what it's called. I wish I knew. And he always wrote a journal. I'm not going to be able to find it, but maybe this one. Oh my God, that's terrible. This is like young Neil Hedges. Doogie Howser.
Listen up, we got a red blanket here. Police officer, gunshot, chest wound, belly wound, bleeding. Mitchell, alert the surgical team and call the blood bank. Tell them we need 4 units of O-negative packed cells. Life and death. We need this right away.
Hi, Vincent Del Pino.
The human male reaches his sexual peak, the height of his sexual energies and desires, between the ages of 17 and 18.
Excellent, I'm this close to my peak.
We're losing him. Get a bolus of lidocaine, hang some plasminate, put a CVP line in, let her back.
I can't find it. But yeah, he slows down. He talks to the old lady. She says since her husband died, she's taken out the nice plates. We call it china, the nice china plates or whatever. And then he realizes that those plates probably have lead, like a metal that is poisonous to people in large amounts. She's using it every day instead of just for special occasions. And then he figures out by talking to her what the problem is. So go Dr. Doogie Howser, Neil Patrick Harris, young Neil Patrick, NPH. What's his name on How I Met Your Mother? Barney. Yes. Barney. Anyways. So what my advice would be, yeah, I've been disappointed. Doctors, they just like, nope, nothing's wrong. Oh, you have pain. Just take take a painkiller. It's probably stress. I know. But doctors should just slow down and ask you what's stressing you out. How can I help you? What would you do if I was a doctor? Yeah, I would slow down. I would always ask, how are you? How was your day? Yeah. Slow down, everybody. Just slow down. The world doesn't get faster when we move faster. Okay. All right, read the quotes from the reading. Circle the statement that best explains each quote. I will respect the hard-won scientific gains of those physicians whose steps I walk. Okay, somebody took the steps before you. That's what they're talking about. And gladly share such knowledge as is mine with those who are to follow. It's a really difficult sentence. I don't think you guys should be learning this grammar structure, but you can make this simpler. Okay, I will respect, the difficult scientific gains of previous physicians. Okay. Yeah. And I will happily share this knowledge with those new doctors. people that will follow after you, right? So you have a steps that you follow. There's somebody behind you. Think about it like an escalator or stairs. You're walking up, somebody comes before you and maybe they help make the stairs nicer. Somebody's behind you. Maybe think about a forest. Somebody has to cut the trees before you go. You make the path better for others as well. So I would say, what would I say? A good doctor shares the past and the present. Like, no. Scientific discoveries do not come easily and must be shared. I agree, but I think a good doctor builds on the past and shares his or her knowledge to help the future. Okay, we're talking about good doctors, not just scientific discoveries. So this is where I would say this is wrong. So I think C is the correct choice. Warmth, sympathy, and understanding may outweigh the surgeon's knife or the chemist's drug. This is the one I agree with. Technical procedures are the most important thing in medical profession. No, it's the opposite, they're saying. Sometimes the best medicine is a doctor's kind and compassionate approach. I think that's probably right. But let's check C. A surgeon's lack of compassion cuts deeper than a knife. I agree with the statement, but that's not what the statement is saying. Okay. If your doctor has a lack of compassion, it might hurt you more. You might become afraid to go to the doctors. So many of us have bad experiences at the doctors and the dentist, and it makes you unwilling to go back. Okay, so I find it is very important as you get older, find a good doctor, fight for a good doctor, even travel farther for a good doctor. Because if you feel comfortable, you're gonna be more likely to do the right thing. I know it sucks. We should just get good help everywhere. But look at education. I don't know. I would not be ashamed to say I do not know. Okay, I would not be ashamed. Shame. Ashamed. Okay, this now is a verb, right? In the verb 3 form, in a passive sentence. Okay, I do not know. A good doctor must be honest even when he makes him or her look bad. Okay. Shame can sometimes come from seeming to know too much. No. Shame often comes from a lack of knowledge. No. Always talking about a good doctor, right? This I is going to be this good doctor. I will not be ashamed to say I do not know. Let's check the answers. C, B, A. Did you get those answers? Did you do this before? All right. Nice. Oh, last one. 4. I will remember that I do not treat a fever chart. Okay, you're looking at these charts, a cancerous growth, but a sick human being whose illness may affect the person's family and economic stability. Okay, it's saying it's more than just the disease. It's more than just the fever. It's more than just a lump, a bump, a mump, a stump. Paying the doctor can cost a lot of money. Yes, it can, but it's not the right answer. A doctor should not ignore social reality. Yeah, for a doctor, the family comes first. No, especially the family doesn't want to do the right thing. I'm going to say B is the correct answer, and we're going to check. And I am right. Are you right? Okay. Read the Hippocratic Oath again. The only way to improve reading, guys, is just to read it many times. Watch the video, read it, try to spot the differences. Okay, that's going to help you with your listening ability as well. But also just comparing the Wikipedia, the original, with this text in your book. Okay. I'm going to tell you, if you want to get faster at reading, read the same thing over and over and over again. Then read something else and read it over and over again. If you want to understand the language better, the grammar, read it, try to understand it, take a break for a day, read it again, see how much more you understand, see how many words that you remember. Okay, if you want to remember words, read the same thing. Read a book with the same character. You'll start to see the word. Again, you need to see a word. You need to write a word. You need to interact with the word at least 10 times before it's in your brain. And writing is probably the strongest way, using it in a sentence, right? So when you read these words and you want to learn it, write a sentence using that word, okay? Go back to our vocabulary mind map. Make a mind map for it, okay? If I return it to you, you can make another one, you know? You can just go ahead and copy and paste something. Whoops. You can just copy and paste, duplicate a slide. Okay, you can just keep duplicating slides. You can change, you can add words. If you want to remember a word forever, I would do this. Take it from your short-term memory, put it into your long-term memory. The only way you do that is through practice, 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 because practice makes better. I feel like I should have a podcast. What do you think? No, I don't want to do the matching. Do the match up. Match up. How do I save it like this? Okay. I think this will work. I'm going to let you guys do this. I made a word wall. And these sentences, right, they give you some synonyms, same meanings. Some of them are difficult. Try to get the ones that you know first and best, and then work your way down. Process of elimination. I'll read this while you guys are trying to do that. If you finish, write your name. See how the fastest time you got. Okay. First and foremost, according to Hippocrates. He's not a hypocrite. Okay, so this is interesting. Do you guys know the word hypocrite? Hypocrite. Hypocrisy. A hypocrite is a person who indulges in hypocrisy. What the hell is hypocrisy, Bob? The practice of claiming to have moral standards or beliefs to which one's own behavior does not conform. That's difficult. His target was the hypocrisy of urban life. Okay, so if you are a hypocrite, you say, don't do this, and then you do it. Okay, if your dad says, turn off the lights in the house, and he never does, then he's a hypocrite. Okay, if your political leader says everybody should be honest and do hard work for the country, and he is not honest and he is not doing hard work for the country, then he is a hypocrite. He is practicing hypocrisy. He is being hypocritical. It sounds like Hippocratic, so don't be confused by that. But yeah, don't be confused by the word hypocrite. It's not IPPO. Hippo means horse in Greek. Okay, so Hippocrates is the crate of horses. No. Doctors should help their patients find ways to prevent illnesses or avoid. I would say prevent is maybe protect against rather than avoid, but that's my opinion. Prevent means to stop before it happens, right? Prevent an accident. Stop something before it happens. But in all stages of care, doctors must not disregard the bonds of privacy and confidentiality that should exist between doctors and patients. What can this word be? Word that disregards. Disregard means not regard, not care about something, not do something. To break a promise, right? There's a promise, a bond between the privacy and confidentiality that should exist between doctors and patients. What do you think? I'm not going to read this anymore. Let's do this. Okay. What do you think? Disregard. Which one do we know? We know avoid. That means prevent. Let's turn on the sound. Yeah. It's going to be loud. You guys know any of these? Did anybody finish this yet? Nope. Do this. Do this as practice. Did I share it? I just did share it. Practice this. Do it many times. I'm going to make a list of all these things that I've made for you. There's going to be one Miro. I'm going to share everything all at once. It's going to be huge. You can always come back to it in the future, 20 years from now. Look at what we did in the class together, the foundation that we built, the covenant that was not broken between teacher, student, education. Okay, there's a covenant. Okay, I will not break. I swear. We should make a teachercratic oath. All right, disregard means violate. Okay, so if you violate something, you disregard something. If you violate the law, you disregard it. If you violate your parents, don't do that. Violating people is a little different. Okay, you can have a violation. You could be violating. Don't violate people. It usually means to like touch them or some kind of sexual harassment thing. Don't violate anybody. Okay, but you can, and don't violate the law, but break them. Just go around them sometimes. Be clever. Sufficiently. Okay, this is an adverb, so the easiest thing would be this: adequately. Something is adequate, is sufficient, is what's other words? There's so many words that are like this, guys. You can use so many words that are like adequate. Okay, acceptable, reasonableness, passableness, satisfactoriness, fairness, sufficiency, sufficient. Right? Is that the word they use? Sufficiently. I don't want to use adequate. Oh, there's sufficient, ample, requisite, appropriately, suitably. Insufficient would be our adverb. Inadequate. Okay, inadequately. Prefixes, negatives. Fellow professionals. Okay, people you work with, colleagues. Okay, it looks like colleges. Okay, but this is like League of Legends. Okay, Leagus. I know it's English. That A just changes everything. So be careful. College versus colleagues. Okay, attained with great difficulty. Something that is hard won. You can have a hard-won battle. You can have a hard-won, examination where I passed. It was very hard-won. A fight, anything like that. A hard-won argument. A hard-won class with students. I don't think everybody wins in a good class, right? Recuperation. Recoup. Okay? Anything, right? Recovery. This is something again. Be better again or something like that. So remember those words: recuperation, recovery. That's it. Necessary actions, measures. Okay, we have to take measures into our own hands. There's a measure in the law that makes us do something. You can write a measure to prevent something. You can also measure something, the height, the length, right? This has a different meaning. Avoid, prevent, have an impact. Okay, this is a very important word. Affect. Okay, it also means nervousness, your affect, your emotions. Okay, but that's a noun. It's a really difficult word, guys. Affect, effect. We'll talk about it next. Be far stronger than. I think just more than outweigh something. Okay, the benefits, the pros of this outweighs the cons. Okay, there's nothing perfect in life. We have to always compromise. Weak means infirm, and infirm usually means something with sickness, with illness. Okay, we can be in a place called an infirmary, and it's like a hospital. Infirmary. A place in a large institution for the care of those who are ill, the prison infirmary. It could be also a hospital. I would use this term like in the battle, in the war, something that's not like permanent, an infirmary. It treats people who are weak. To be infirm means to like be sick, to be weak, to be handicapped, or be disabled by some accident. Submit. Oh, it's gonna play the song. timing, Bob. Do 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 do. All right, took me way too long. But if you guys are doing this, try to beat my score. Bob. Okay? Do these practices. This is how you learn, okay? If you look at any books about any research about how the brain learns, AI is not going to help you learn anything. It's just going to do things for you. You actually have to do. You have to participate. You have to be engaged. You have to be present in order to learn, okay? So I'm not really worried about AI. It's going to just make everybody lazier, but I'm not worried. Am I worried? I'm worried. Okay, so all those words, just fill those in. They have the same meaning. So if you read this, how weak they are, no matter how weak they are, passion should be far stronger. Passion should outweigh any financial considerations, okay? So fill this in yourself. I'll do this later for you. Let's just do it now, because I'm Bob. Violate. T. Infirm. Because I want you to be able to think about when you're writing in your book, or writing your essay, how you could change words. You can use different words. Play with it. Make the mistake. I will tell you if it's wrong. And it's fine if it's wrong. Okay? Outweigh, sufficiently, is adequately. And when you're watching this video, you're going to watch me make this same silly mistake every time. Have an impact. Affect. Professional. A college. Colleagues. Recuperation is recovery. Right? I didn't practice this, guys. I just used my memory right now. Attained with great difficulty, hard won. And when you start to be able to read and to understand words, you should be able to recall this, remember this. This is how, I learned all these new words necessary. I just don't learn Turkish very well. Necessary actions, measures. I didn't have to look. But that one's slower, right? So I know maybe you need to practice that one. Those are our words. There's 10 of them. Wonderful, handy dandy. The next part, page 73, affect versus effect, okay? This is really important, especially for all of your cause and effect essays. I like that the book and the reading and the writing, it's kind of together right now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mashallah. Use the verb affect to talk about something that produces changes. The disease affects the central nervous system. Use the noun affect. It's almost said the same. Okay, in spoken English, it's like that word, like pioneer, right? I pioneered the pioneer. I am the pioneer who pioneered the Americas, right? It's a word that is both a noun. This one sounds very similar. You can't tell the difference when normal people are talking, right? Unless you say affected me versus affect, okay? This is a really small sound, affect. Use the verb affected. No, it's almost the same. Nobody should be able to tell the difference, but you should know where it happens in the sentence, right? The effect of the disease, okay? The disease has harmful effects on the central nervous system, right? The effects on the central nervous systems are harmful. You can write it like that, right? Practice paraphrasing, changing your sentences around. How many different ways can you write the sentence? Practice it, guys. It's like in your textbook, like rewrite the sentence, and you guys are like, no, I'm too lazy. Well, then you'll never learn. The disease affects the central nervous system. The disease has harmful effects, right? Verb versus noun. Affect can be used as a verb to mean to make something happen. However, this use is informal and not often used. Just don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Why does the book tell you? It's informal, right? Because when we're talking, these two words sound so similar, people just make this mistake. It's fine if you do, okay? But don't. Just don't. Stop telling people to do wrong things, book. I don't like this book. Affected. Affect. Will affect. Will affect. No, just use affect. Stupid. Any questions? Good, no questions. All right, so let's practice this. I'll just send you this for fun. I just made all these things last night at 3 o'clock in the morning. So do it. For me. Just don't make me cry. Affect. Ah, I made it like this. It's a quiz. And it's in the same order? Yes. So let's do it like this. Advances in scientific research have affected medical care all over the world, or affected. Affected. Bing bang. It's a verb, right? Has, we're using that, it's a present perfect. My brain. Knowing more about diseases has had an. Okay, so here we have the article. What do we need instead of the article or after an article? Usually a noun. As, not only on the medical professionals, but also on ordinary families. No period, Bob. Effect. Okay. Whenever you see the sign, the clues, when you see an adjective next to it, discovery of penicillin and other antibiotics has had a great effect on global childhood mortality by lowering the death rate considerably. Today, fewer children are suffering from the. We need a noun. Yes. Effects of yesterday's traditional childhood diseases. Why don't I call them traditional diseases? Call them old disease. I don't know. It is hard to realize exactly how much we have been. Okay? These little helper verbs, these auxiliaries, what do we use this for? When are we using this? Have been. So this is passive present perfect. Okay? By who? By breakthroughs in medical, right? Breakthroughs in medical science affect our, I don't know how to write that. Affected. Bing, 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 bing. All right. I got it. Show the answers. Start again. You can see the answers yourself. But if you get it wrong, boom. 2 minutes. Thanks, guys. And yeah, let me show you these answers as we go. You can see all of them. Go back to the reading, read it again. Can you guys read it again? Yes. Pause this video or just go now. Do you guys take notes when you're reading? Do you like to write in books? I have a friend that, like, even just any book that they're reading, just write all over it. I think that's great. When I'm reading on my Kindle or on my iPhone, I always highlight the words in the books. So someday I can find it again. I don't know. I think it's important. You know, you find a good quote, you put it on Instagram, you become an influencer. You make it into a video. I will respect the hard one, learn from the past, help younger colleagues. I'm just going to give you the answers because we should. It's a duty of care. Don't overtreat or neglect patients. Remember human warmth and understanding. Call for help from colleagues when you need to. Respect patient privacy. Save lives. Don't take a life. Don't take a life. Don't. Just don't. It's not good. Social context. Think of the patient's families and economic situations. Work to prevent disease. Remember your obligation to society. Preserve the dignity of the medical profession. Okay? What does that mean? Preserve the dignity. Dignity. Does anybody have dignity these days? No. Especially not in politics. The state or quality of being worthy of honor or respect. Okay? You can have dignity so that other people honor you and respect you. Okay? You can have dignity in your profession as a teacher. Okay? I don't come to work unprepared. I don't miss classes unless I'm sick or need to do something. And I need to do something this week. I'll let you know right now or after the break. Dignity. Dignity of the medical profession. Okay. Think about that when you guys become professionals and you work in an industry. If you're a writer, if you're an artist, if you're a musician, right? There's a certain dignity of how well you play, how professional you are. Preserve that. Keep it. Preserve. Like you preserve food. You keep it for a long time. Okay? And then rewrite that. You don't have to. Yeah, the Hippocratic Oath is difficult to understand. It's nice to rewrite it so that people can understand. Let's just read what they have. We're not going to add our own. Then we'll stop for a break for 30 minutes. The Hippocratic Oath deals with doctors' duties to their profession. This is a summary, right? We're going to summarize what we read so we have a better understanding. We want to do it through memory. I don't have much memory left today, guys. Doctors must have full knowledge of the research findings of the past in order to be able to give their patients adequate care. Doctors must also share their knowledge with younger colleagues. In this way, they will be able to contribute to the quality of medical care in the future. What else could I write? Doctors shouldn't overtreat or neglect patients. Instead, they should remember that human worth and understanding are more important than the surgeon's knife. See, is that hard? I don't know. Doctors should ask for help when they don't know something. Respect patients' privacies. Okay. They should always save lives and not take a life. So we're just turning these little phrases, right? Those notes. Notes aren't complete sentences. We can turn them back into complete sentences using proper capitalization and punctuation. You guys should start to practice this always, okay? When you write me a comment, practice using the period, capital letters, because you're going to have to do this for your essay. I will mark off points for not capitalizing. You'll lose a point or two. So start practicing that now, okay? Don't be lazy. When you text your friends, try to do it perfectly, okay? If you text your friends in English or you're texting something, practice using that. It's a habit. You have to build it, guys. Okay. In terms of social responsibility, doctors should think about patients' families and economic situations. They should always work to prevent diseases rather than cure them all the time. Remember your obligations, doctors. So now we're using that third person, right? Somebody asked me if we should use I or you or we in our essays. I think the best thing to always do for academic writing is to depersonalize it, okay? When you say you, you're actually giving advice. When you say I or we, you kind of start to make it personal. If you're talking about depression, it could mean that you have depression. We, have to treat our depression. And And I think as a researcher, you want to be disconnected, but you want to be knowledgeable, right? Just be knowledgeable. And lastly, but not least, doctors should work in a way with dignity to preserve the medical profession. See, I just rearranged that sentence. Preserve the dignity of the medical profession, or, should have dignity in order to preserve the honor of the medical profession. Period. Full stop. Whatever you want to call it. Yay! Okay, we're done. For reading one. Okay, we have one more part of this class. I know I talk. I hope you're listening. I'm going to make this all into YouTube videos. I'll find a way to share them all. Maybe on a Miro so you can see it all in one place. Somebody was asking me. You guys all do this, okay? Somebody said that they like to listen to lessons. To be cared about. Yeah, that's what teachers do. What were they saying? Somebody said, assignments are homework. You can always do your homework, even if it's late. Yeah, write a paragraph. Easy and practical. There's no low averages for missed assignments, don't worry. There is attendance. If you do your work, you also are here, okay? Doesn't matter when you do it. Hey guys, before I end, I'm going to say something about the attendance. So I need you to either press the complete button. You need to do it within a week. Because everything is changing, I don't care. So go press the complete button. But if I see that you're late, if you do your assignments and you do your thing, that's like the best for you, for your intelligence, for your education. Okay? If you don't ever come to class and I never have seen you before, I want you to do those assignments. Okay, so do them. I will grade them, even if it's 15 weeks of it. You just do it all in the last week. If you do it, I know that you learned. That's the beauty of online education for me, is you can do it on your own time. 1 week you're busy, 2 weeks you're busy. 1 week you're completely free. You do everything from week 1 to week 7. If you learned, I don't care. You learned. If you get an A on your essay and you never came to class and you didn't cheat, you didn't plagiarize, you did your work, okay? And I believe, as a teacher, I believe more in effort than like perfectionism over, the quality of your work. If you are showing effort, I'm going to award you. I will give you points, What the hell did someone say? I like them. Assignments are organized regularly. Yes, of course. Somebody said to shorten it. I will never shorten my classes. Somebody's getting the maximum performance. Oh, there may be a reminder button later for lessons I haven't watched. I don't know if I can do that unless I make every week a Google Classroom assignment, watch the video. I could share all the videos on Google Classroom. Would you guys like that? I think that's better. I'm going to do that, okay? I'm going to have one category on Google Classroom, okay? When you look at the stream, and I'm sorry you'll get a ton of emails in the next couple days, but I'm going to do this. One of the categories will be class videos, okay? Or I can add the videos to the materials. Yes, that's what I'll do, okay? It'll be the last thing when you click on one of these things. Sometimes they have it. I've done it before, right? I know there's lots of stuff in here. But the last thing in every weekly material, I will include a link to the YouTube video so that you get translations. you can rewatch easily. Okay, I know I like Ege Durs, but YouTube is more efficient for use. Okay, I'm done. Any questions? Thanks, guys. You're the best. You have to listen to me. I'm so happy you guys come to class. You don't have to interact with me. Just interact with Google Classroom. Okay, so come back at 12:30. And enjoy whatever you do. Take a nap, take a bath, take a siesta. All right, bye guys. See you at 12:30.